They're gonna hear all secrets.
Hello.
The secrets.
Secret industry secrets.
World premiere industry secret. Spicy bubbles. How much would I have to pay that guy to say spicy bubbles?
I don't know.
Oh, like fucking $20 or some shit like that? Something
no doubt.
ridiculous?
Oh, you know what? Let me text my friend right now. Oh, I'm gonna message him on Discord
Why
right now.
don't-
Make me a spicy
Spicy
bubble.
bubbles!
Yeah. Where is he?
Bored ape stolen! I don't like it when he says that.
All right, we're gonna get started here in a second, everybody. We're just getting set up.
Any second. This is not gonna take like 10 minutes, like always.
Well.
Hey now.
Hey now. Hey now.
There it goes.
Oh no! Do you got it? I think you got it. That sounded
beef.
That sounded Rona.
No, well,
I want to fuck Toad.
Oh, God.
How much did Jan hated that?
Stay away! No!
Oh my god, no! Oh my god. I'm so sorry for Jan for if I didn't give you that sound clip, you never would have went back and like get it.
No. But,
this is I'm partially
I'm gonna tell Jan it was all your fault.
Oh. I already told him I'm sorry, Jan.
Yeah.
He doesn't know why, but
okay. Test. I kind of feel like I should be a little bit louder. Let me just fix that here in the thing.
no cracking though.
Yeah, no cracking, right?
crackling.
We're doing pretty good on that front.
Absolutely not crackling at all.
That's cracking. What's cracking? Okay, much better. Okay. Mike talk.
Mike talk. Talking Mike. I am talking. I am Mike Minotti, and I am, in fact, talking a bunch right now.
All right, I'm going to turn you up in Discord a little bit. If in the future I tell you to turn down your gain, remind me. Say, hey, Jeff, just check it to make sure I'm turned down in Discord first.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yes. Okay, cool. All right, I think we are...
Okay, that's enough Destiny for today.
That is
shit.
always enough Destiny.
Yeah,
AJ's Team Deck came in.
I'm excited for that mobile game.
Okay, everybody. I think we're getting pretty close here. I think I got
You got the music up?
Yeah, I just got it. I had to like re-download it. It wouldn't work for forever. I had to like make a backup of it and everything. But yeah, I got it.
Let's cheat.
You cheated?
I'll put two buttons.
All right. Yeah.
Nintendogs of Summer.
Look at this old man hanging out with a gator. Oh my god. What a
gator?
king. Yes,
like
I will
gators.
post it on chat.
No, I won't look. I'm afraid of alligators. I hate them.
You don't like it? I love them. They're dinosaurs, dude.
Yeah, well, I
Don't
I
you
like
like
dinosaurs in
dinosaurs?
theory. I wouldn't like living with that. If dinosaurs were on the planet at the same time with me, I would not like them. I would find them scary and disturbing.
Stop it. I would ride a pterodactyl to work. It'd be so cool.
Pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs, so
Oh,
there you go. That's the most know-it-all annoying thing a person could say is pterodactyls aren't actually dinosaurs because everybody knows what we mean. It doesn't matter. For all intents and purposes, they are.
only nerds care about that.
Yes.
Okay.
The gator moment.
Okay.
That's a wholesome gator.
There's that. There's you. I got stream elements right here. So there we go.
You have?
All right, stream elements.
You should give me access to that one.
Hey,
I could do some damage.
you could, and we're not gonna.
I could do some good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're ready. Mike, are you ready?
Okay.
Did you guys hear?
Talk about those.
Did you guys hear the
dumb
music when I
video
played
games.
it?
Hey, you guys
Trey,
hear
I don't
me?
remember.
Stop
No, you guys aren't hearing
cheering.
it because I'm using the wrong thing for you. All right, that makes sense. So let's fix that real quick, and then we'll be good. Voice and video.
There are many pipes going
Check.
around here.
Hey, you guys hear me? Stop
Oh, we can hear
cheering.
that.
Okay.
Yep, that's good.
All right, everybody, hit that like button real quick. Make sure people
Hit
can
that like button,
find us.
unsubscribe, and yes, send a hate email. We'll check it
send the
out.
hate mail. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready, Mike?
I think so. I tweeted. Did you tweet?
Tweeted.
Yes,
Yes.
you did. I'm gonna like your tweet.
Thank you, Christian. See you
And
soon.
thank you, Christian. I think I am ready, even though I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'm not. We're ready to go. Let's do it.
All right, I'm counting down. I'm hitting the button and I'm hitting the record. All right, in 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Jeff, how come only some of the audio is playing for me? There it is.
Oh, okay. I must have had the thing set up. Here, we're gonna have to start over. Let's just do it. Hang on.
I'm sorry. It
No, it's
sounded
okay.
weird.
It's
I was
okay.
scared.
No, it's fine. Again, everything got reset, so all my like little changes I make to everything is just not in place. So I bet it is
Like I heard Wario talking, but then I didn't
automatically
hear some of the
determine
sound
input
effects.
sensitivity. Yes. Let me just turn that down.
Hey, you guys hear me?
Oh, I see. It was
Start
like RTX or
cheering
whatever.
now!
Yeah. No, it wasn't RTX this time. This time it was just Discord.
Yeah,
Right, I meant
let's
that
get
kinda.
this over with. Yeah.
Oh, crisp is on. Yep. I'll turn that off. Okay. All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs.
Ruff, 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 ruff.
Woof, 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 woof. Today, we got some new Genesis games on NSO. Mario and Rabbids had another reveal, and Nintendo is delisting a video, and maybe we should freak out. I'm going to find out if I should freak out. Jeff, how's it going?
That's going pretty good. I have a busy day. It was a long
Ew.
weekend, so it was like, okay, no work on Monday, so I decided to put everything on Tuesday instead. So I'm basically at the computer working nonstop today until late in this evening when I'm going to be on a Rift Track stream. So hey, if you're watching this
that'll
live,
be
go
fun.
to twitch.tv/RiftTracks after this and come hang out and watch me try
Oh,
to be
like
funny.
an
after being
actual
very
Rift Tracks stream. Jeez.
Yes, yeah. They invited me on, so I'm gonna be hanging out with them, and we're gonna play some of the game. And I think we're gonna watch a couple of shorts, so I'm excited.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
congrats
looking
on
forward
that.
to it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I was on the Power Bomb cast
Yes, you
earlier
were.
today, talking some wrestling. That was a lot of fun. You know, I had a very brief stint as a wrestling writer even before I got into gaming writing. It was like such a nothing thing. It was on 411 Mania, but that was a fun time.
What stories did you break?
Oh, nothing. I had a stupid column where I probably wrote stuff I'd be ashamed to see now.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably edgy and like this person's dirty, you know. So
Mhm.
I never want to see it again.
We need more lingerie matches.
Yeah, I probably said something embarrassing about women's bodies while I basically looked like this, but you know, like 15 years younger. So.
Right. Well, we were all bad once, Mike, and many of us still are. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got my Super Mario 3 map of
Ohio. Yep.
Ohio as a shirt came in, so I'm happy. I had this as a refrigerator.
Some of my artwork is
magnet
coming
for a
in.
while.
I got my Outrun here.
Oh, nice.
Little things. I want to put these all up on the wall, and hopefully, a couple of them didn't come yet, so I'm hoping they're still going to get here. But I got like Punch Out too and stuff like that.
Punch Out's nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Those are
about
great.
These. Yeah,
Those are awesome. I like canvas art.
yeah. I'm just going to kind of put them up in a small little pattern on the wall. Might put them up behind me. I don't know. We'll see. So you can see them on this feed. I'm not sure which camera I'm going to have them be pointed at, but we'll see.
Cool. All right, Jeff, why don't we get into this? I'm going to start with what you're talking to me about. Nintendo has delisted a video, and some people are freaking out. What's going on, Jeff?
All right, so God, I can't remember who DM'd this to me, but whoever DM'd this to me today, thank you. You pointed it out, and then I got off the podcast and I saw some news stories about it. Basically, what happened here is Nintendo has a YouTube channel, and that's where you put videos on the internet. And sometimes those videos live forever. Like, let's say you have a trailer for the Nintendo Switch Lite. Well, once upon a time, Nintendo delisted the video for the Nintendo Switch Lite, and then very soon after that, it released the trailer for the Nintendo Switch OLED, the SWOLED. Now, what is the reasoning behind that? Why did they do that? Maybe someone has an explanation. I don't know what it is, but maybe there is one. Whatever. The point is they just delisted the video from the Nintendo Switch OLED, and this is leading people to speculate that they did that in anticipation of another trailer for a new Switch of some sort coming soon.
All right. Well, let's assume
Mike, I'm freaking out.
Yeah, let's assume that it actually means that and that a new product is coming. I mean, what should we expect? I would have the lowest of expectations and imagine an OLED light, not a Switch Pro or a Switch 2.
Right. That's, I mean, all right, I'm just going to play devil's advocate. Mike, it's the Switch Pro, isn't it? This is it. This is it. The Switch Pro's coming.
No, Miles in chat said apparently they've done this randomly for no reason before. I bet it is either an OLED light or a not. I still don't think a Switch Pro exists.
Yeah,
listen, and I don't think they're going to release a Switch 2, quote unquote, soon.
I get it, I for sure, and we've been down this road so many times, and yet something's happening over at Nintendo in terms, like even beyond like this delisting of video stuff. They're spending all that money on parts and components. Now maybe those components are for its new subscription program, where in Japan they'll like replace your Switch if you give them like $15 per year. Maybe that seems like a lot of parts and components for a program like that, but whatever. Or maybe they're just doing that because they're trying to shore up their supply chain, like irrespective of any new hardware coming. But they're spending a lot of like extra money on components, raw materials. And maybe that is about getting ready for something coming up soon in terms of a new revision or something like that. They also, they have sent out those dev units in the past, at least according to some reporting. Maybe that stuff's not fully accurate, but at least seems like to some degree, developers out there have had their hands on a DLSS capable Switch development kit. Now, they could have pulled the plug on that to the point where we never get that. And that's where you and I have been for quite some time, where it's just like, it didn't happen yet. If it hasn't happened yet, why would it happen now at a point where it's like, okay, are they really going to extend this this generation that much further? I don't know. I'm kind of like of two minds, because really, how do you go to the next generation if you're Nintendo? Do you just rip off the Band-Aid and do a Switch 2? Or do you slowly try to stumble into this thing of doing still meaningful upgrades, something that could be called a Switch 2, but really you are also extending the life of the original Switch, and it's basically a very big, like kind of like, it's basically a Pro in that you want to keep supporting the original Switch for a few more years and slowly like ramp off of that to the point where in a few years, that thing will get left behind, but not immediately when this new thing launches. I think there's a possibility that's what they want to do. And in that world, I don't know what's going to happen next with Nintendo. They could be doing anything with this new system.
A Switch Pro, which would give the Switch 3 more years of life, still means that in 3 years, you have to release new games that can run on an original Switch.
I know. It's look, I'm not saying it's not like bonkers, Mike. It is. But I think there's a world where Nintendo might want to try to pull that off. I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly what this would look like. That's why this is like, it's so interesting. It's also the possibility that maybe there is nothing here. Maybe nothing is going to happen with all this stuff. Maybe it is just the Switch Lite OLED. But the Switch Lite OLED, which I think makes some sense. Like when you look at their pricing structure, Switch Lite is $200, then $300 you get the original Switch, and then $350 you get the Switch Lite OLED. Do they want a premium light? Do they want like a premium, like cheap version of their console? I don't know. Maybe they do, but it seems kind of like I don't know if that's a trigger that Nintendo's actually going to pull.
Sure. Well, I mean, but even then I would just think that it's nothing, and that we are not going to hear anything until we get a Switch 2 by the end of next year at the earliest, but maybe even later than that.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh, there he goes, everybody.
Excuse me.
While he's sneezing, I'll say, the truth is, Switch Pro, tomorrow. It's getting announced tomorrow. Who gives a shit anymore? Life has no meaning. I'm a nihilist, and the only thing that makes me feel anything is the Switch Pro. I'm just giving the people what they want, Mike.
You know what makes me feel things, Jeff? Zeroing. And nothing else. It's the only thing that does it for me anymore. So we had some new Genesis games come to Nintendo Switch Online. They are Zeroing, Target Earth, Mega Man: The Wily Wars comic. So Jeff, I want to ask you, what do you know about Target Earth?
No, that's the one I knew the least amount about.
I think everybody knows the least amount of it. It's a run and gun of some kind. I do wonder how good it is. I want to actually give it a shot at some point. But the big thing here for me, it obviously, was Wily Wars, which is it's remakes of the first 3 Mega Man games from the NES on the Genesis. And if you beat all 3 of them,
Now, was it on the Sega Channel? Was that how you would get it?
yes. So
Okay,
in Japan and Europe, it just came out. In
Okay.
the US, it was only on the Sega Channel. And even back then, Jeff, I was a big Sega guy. I was a big Mega
Right.
Man guy, and I was always upset there's no Mega Man game on the Genesis. And I found out about this, and nobody had a Sega channel, right?
Right.
Like you would know people maybe who had a Neo Geo or something like that. Nobody had the Sega channel, so it just was like, I'm never gonna get to play this. That's weird. So that's why I freaked out back when the Genesis Classic came out and they included it on there, and I finally got to play it. And now I just have this on my Switch.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
cool.
awesome. Yeah, I've already played through all 3 games again on there, so I unlocked the bonus kind of mini final campaign you get there, which is original content with a few extra bosses there based on Journey to the West. It's called Wily's Tower or Wily Tower. So I'll be finishing that up too. And it's so weird playing these games because it's not just upgraded graphics. Everything's just a little bit different. Like Mega Man's a little stickier when you start off on a jump. A lot of bosses have more invincibility frames after you hit them, so a lot of boss fights are harder than they used to be. But also some boss fights, like the Yellow Devil and Mega Man 1, it's slowed down or something, so it's not as hard as it was. So it's just like all these little changes, and it's kind of fun to see them and to go through it and to play a Mega Man game with slightly better graphics and with music using the Genesis sound chip instead of an NES one.
Like, is this a situation where it's like legit, like good, legit better than the NES, or is it just nice to have something that's different and like you always have the original still? It's not like those have gone away. Is it that situation?
Right. I would always enjoy the original more. The gameplay feels just I like that little stickiness I was talking about is kind of annoying. I think the NES version songs do sound better. Sometimes they just sound different. The NES version is definitely better overall. And as nice, it does kind of look neat to see it in Genesis. But Mega Man games, I like that 8-bit look, right? Like when you tell people to, I don't know, make Gordon Freeman but as an 8-bit sprite, they are going to just copy the Mega Man sprite as the base framework there. That is the ideal 8-bit character sprite. So, I'll just rather play the NES first. But I play these games a lot. So every 5th playthrough, I'll go to the Genesis version for fun. It's like Super Mario All-Stars, right? Not many people are like, oh, yeah, it's so much better playing the SNES version of Mario 1. But people like to play that version every now and then.
Absolutely.
But Comic Zone's the other one here I really want to get into after this. I've never beaten that game before because it's hard.
It's really hard.
I'll just cheat. I'll just, I'll just use save states. It don't say Jussie or I'll flip out.
All right, Juicy.
Juicy, that's right. Juicy, Jesse. No, thank you.
Just use save states, YOLO.
That's right. Jeff, other thing here, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope had a pretty big reveal showcase last week. We got to see a lot more about this game. We got its release date, which is, I should have had it from me. I think it's October 8th.
Can I get more Juicies in chat, please?
No, you cannot.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to chat.
I'm in chat, so there. I count. I am part October 20th, not October 8th. October 20th is when this is coming out. Jeff, what did you think about this kind of second reveal for this game?
Yeah, I think this game's looking pretty good. I think that I wasn't sure if I needed more Mario plus Rabbids. I was at a point where I'm like, I never played the Donkey Kong stuff, and why didn't I go back and play that? I like this game quite a bit, and I was like, well, one day I just will. And so I'm like, when Sparks of Hope was kind of getting announced, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I don't know if I need it. And as time's gone by, I've forgotten about this game number of times. Seeing that stuff, seeing that next gameplay reveal, getting a good look at it, like it does seem like they've thought about some new ways to separate this game and make it feel like it stands on its own. And it just looks like a lot of fun. You got the one-on-one to see it, right? What do you think?
Yeah. I'm pretty impressed how this looks more ambitious than I thought it was going to. They actually changed the gameplay a bit. It's not grid based anymore, so I'm wondering how that's going to work out. The world looks a lot more interesting. Like the first Mario plus Rabbids, I didn't like how it had the most basic Mario aesthetic, right? It's like if you buy a Mario Lego set, it looks like that stuff. Like
Yes,
that new Super
totally.
Mario Brothers, right? And here it's like, oh no, these look like kind of original world, and that's always more like fun with Mario. That's why the 3D Mario games are usually great, right? Like you're just going to almost randomized places, and somehow Mario fits inside every aesthetic because it just works. Like people complaining about Sonic inside of his weird thing in the new game. If it was Mario, no one would complain because Mario just somehow fits into everything.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, each character has a unique weapon now. They don't just all have arm blasters. It's something about Luigi with a bow and arrow. Like they're combining the year of Luigi with the year of the bow. Like that is the perfect marriage. So I'm excited about that.
Finally. Yep.
Yeah, Bowser's a playable character. He has a weapon called the Bowzooka, which is great. And look, you can make your party just Bowser, Peach, and Mario, and pretend you're playing a Mario RPG sequel now, right? I mean, Yoko Shimomura is coming and doing music for this even. So yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of check marks in the positive column for getting me excited about this game again, and that's kind of all I can ask for is give me some things to like hang my hat on for this game, and I have plenty at this point, and so I'm gonna show up for this thing day one. I'll be playing it.
Yep, exactly. I'm really looking forward to it, so that's gonna be fun. All right, Jeff. Why don't we see what the community is asking us about this week?
Yes, please.
Yeah, they always have some good questions.
And if anyone has any
them.
super chats, go ahead and send those in. We're going to get to all of them before the end of the show.
Yep, absolutely. If you're walking, please give us a thumbs up. It helps more people discover the show. First question here. Oh, Jeff, this is episode 52, by the way. This is our 1-year anniversary. Isn't that cute?
Happy anniversary, Mike.
And gosh, it's funny. You're talking about OLED. Didn't we start this because they announced the OLED that day?
So. Yes, yeah. There was like I mentioned, hey Mike, start a Nintendo podcast, and then they did this. You're like, hey, we're starting it today. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Well, what's now? I'm wondering if they just only delisted that video because it's been exactly a year or something stupid like that.
Maybe,
right? It's a year. It's a year old also. So 1 year of Nintendogs. Can you believe it? That means if we're dogs, that means we have about 12 good years left in us, right?
That's right. Yep. And then we'll have to be put down mercifully, of course.
How many, what is a dog year? How many 1 year?
It's like
human years
six or 7-ish. Yeah.
6 dog year. All right. Benji Glaskey says, hey, hoes, that's aggressive. Just curious if you think a Yoshi would taste good. Man, this is a lot already in this one. Follow-up question, would you want their eggs sunny side up or scrambled? Yeah, there's a lot of gross things in this. I don't think Yoshi's taste good. I don't like eating lizards.
You don't like eggs also, right?
I like eggs, but I do scramble them, which is basically the baby way to eat eggs, right?
Yes, of course.
Like absolutely. I don't like runny eggs, so I guess I want my Yoshi eggs scrambled as well. What, Jeff? Do you have a different opinion here?
No, I mean, no, I don't think Yoshi's would taste good because they're like lizard, right? I don't like think, what a succulent meat ever when I see a lizard or dinosaur or whatever. And then, but I do think their eggs would be good, and I would have them over medium on some toast. I think that would be pretty delicious, though.
Dr. Turbo says, now that Mike has more power as managing editor of the publication that used to have the number 3 games journalist, congrats, Mike. Thank you. Might he be able to procure a favor with Nintendo and have early parole from Nintendo jail? I mean, I don't. What favor could I possibly do for them? I already have a podcast where I give them basically just talk about mostly how I like their things. It's not too often we're on here talking about how their stuff is shitty and bad because that's like their online service, right? Or we get mad about them not putting Mario RPG on Nintendo Switch Online. So, nope, I think I'm just going to remain. That was a funny thing with Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope because it was through Ubisoft. So, yeah, I got to do the whole PR tour for that one. They didn't get the memo that I'm not allowed to see these things early. Whitney says, will Waluigi appear in a Smash Brothers movie before he is a playable character? That's funny. Look, there's going to the next Smash, when the Switch 2 happens, there will be a new Smash Brothers game. Whether it's like built from the ground up again, or they just take Ultimate and add more characters, I don't know. But the next time they make a Smash Bros., Waluigi has got to go in.
Yeah,
right?
At
this point?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Nintendo also needs to just get around and give those guys a real game, Wario and Waluigi together. Like, just do it.
Yeah,
give them a real game.
Jump Matt asks, what do you think Mercury Steam's next project will be?
I think it's a Metroid sequel. I think it's a sequel to a Metroid game. Yep.
Yeah, and maybe John Cena already requested another one. So,
Yes. John Cena
they're working-
directing, absolutely.
Now, why not? Haas says, "Hey, dogs, if you had a spare $40,000 to spend on Nintendo stock, what would you actually ask them at the shareholders meeting?" Oh my god, what would I actually ask them? What would I actually care about? Like something that I think they would answer. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just ask them something stupid. Um, maybe I would ask them. I would actually spend all that money just to ask them why they consider the Game Boy Color to be a separate platform. That's what I would do. I would be obnoxious about that.
And I would just use it to sit there and be like, "They're right. Shut up, Mike."
Jeff, I was watching a speedrun of Mega Man Extreme 1 or one of them, and I was thinking, man, Mega Man Extreme 2 on the Game Boy Color compared to like the first Mega Man Game Boy game, you cannot tell me that those are on the same platform, Jeff. I'm sorry. You just can't do it.
It's the same hardware. It's just different screen.
No. Jamie H1224 says, "How do you guys feel about games with multiple paths / endings? Do you ever see your route as your own personal canonical ending? Or do you seek out the true ending if one exists?" I have to admit, Jeff, I am conflicted about these things because
Yes, sometimes, yeah.
I always, if I find out that's a thing, what I will Google is, what is the true ending? And that's what I try to do then.
Okay, I'm not
I think
that
some
way.
games, I am. It works for some games if there isn't a true ending and it doesn't necessarily matter. So Elder Ring is kind of good about that. But even things like there's like Witcher 3 and there's like endings where like Siri could be mad at you and stuff like that or whatever. Like, well, I'm not gonna do that. Undertale is a good example or games where you're supposed to kind of beat it multiple times where each route is so different. It's fun. I'm even critical of Knights of the Old Republic because playing that game as Dark Side kind of is just like nonsensical and it's like you're just an asshole and at the end you win compared to this incredible classic Star Wars redemption story if you do it the light side way. So yeah, even like Chrono Trigger, right? Like there's a true ending there. I'm going to get the true ending. I don't care how many other endings there are. Jeff, how do you feel about multiple endings?
I mean, I suppose I do want to try to get a good ending here and there, but mostly it's my experience is very quickly I get into a role where I'm like, whatever my experience is going to be the experience that I have ownership over, and that'll be what happened to me in this game, and I'm actually never going to want to play it again. And maybe if there's a bunch of different stuff that you could do, maybe I'll look into it. Most of the time, I'm just be like, nope, that's not my game. I played something different. The game I played was the one where this happened. And That's all I need. But like, I don't know, there was multiple endings to what was that game that took place in that Roman city with all the murder mystery.
Yeah,
game.
that you like Forgotten City.
You Forgotten City, yes. Like that had like 6 different endings, and I wanted to see each one and stuff like that. And there was a true one in there too, and I definitely was glad like that's the one I went for. But that's like a shorter game, and it was very easy to save scum those different endings. So maybe that's the exception for me. It's like if it's very easy to see all that stuff, that's when I would do that.
I mean, it's really, it depends for the game. Like Three Houses, Fire Emblem's great because it's basically almost like 3 separate campaigns. So of course they have different endings, and the one campaign even has 2 different endings.
And it can't really have a true ending. I'm supposed they did like a direct sequel to it. They would pick one, but for the most part, it can't have a true ending.
Yeah, that's only when that stuff kind of does get messy, right? I was always used to be obsessed with when like the fighting game had sequels. It's somehow one of the arcade story modes would be the true ending.
Yes.
Like we all found out, Liu Kang actually won Mortal Kombat 1. Who won Mortal Kombat 2? Oh, also Liu Kang. Okay, right. Things like that. Okay, Turbo Madden says, since we know Mario Strikers Battle League will have additional characters post-launch, when do you think we'll get the first character or batch of characters added? And besides the inevitable glorious return of Daisy, which Mario characters do you want to see in Battle League? I mean, we don't know that they're going to add characters, do we? Is that something they confirm?
No, I thought maybe there was some, code
data
hacking
mining.
or whatever it is. Yeah, data mining. Thank you. Where people saw something.
I hope so.
Extra slots or something, but I guess we don't know for sure.
I mean, Daisy for sure. Yeah. Pauline would be pretty good. I think I'm always a big K-Mech fan. I'm an unreasonably big K-Mech fan, so I like when they add K-Mech.
There's nothing unreasonable about that. He deserves all his flowers.
Yeah, K-Mech's good stuff. I hope it's not like Bowser Jr. I don't like Bowser Jr. Can I just say that? Is that allowed? The best they used him was actually in
I don't think it's too
Bowser's
controversial.
Fury. He worked fine in Bowser's Fury. He was like annoying Mario and Rabbids. I don't like when he shows
The
up.
confirmed DLC, says Turbo Sean. Thank you,
they
Sean.
did. Oh, thank you.
Also,
Apparently.
Sean says he can't like he was mocking you. He said you can't tell me that Super Mario Brothers 1 and 3 are on the same hardware. Which is basically what you said about the Game Boy games that are on the same hardware. But whatever, go ahead.
Oh my god. Well, I will say you would think they would know this also. Daisy has to be the first DLC character, right? They almost probably knew how much people want Daisy. Like, people will pay for Daisy, so let's just do that.
Is it gonna be? But is it like paid DLC?
I guess I don't know, huh?
Yeah, I think it's probably gonna be
Well,
free.
maybe even if it's not that, maybe it's still. Well, people get excited
Yes,
about.
right.
Daisy,
You're right.
so
You're right.
same similar thing. Let's see here now. K83RG says, "Hey dogs, with Cuphead Delicious Last Course out, congrats Mike for beating the demo. Any estimate time frame for a physical release?" I didn't just beat the demo. I beat the
whole thing.
game. Well, apparently there's a secret boss in the graveyard.
Oh, wow, you suck at
didn't know
games.
about.
Wow.
I know. I didn't know, so I didn't beat that yet, but maybe someday. But physical release, I don't know. You'd think it would happen relatively sooner rather than later. But I guess it's a little awkward because they can't just sell the DLC. It's going to be like Cuphead Complete Edition, right? It's something that they'll announce. Cuphead the full course. Cuphead a full meal. Cuphead for the big beefy boys and girls. Something like that. I tell you what, that was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. The animation is so good that they're
It's so
almost
good.
like it's almost like, oh, this isn't even believable as 1920s, 1930s animation anymore. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it just looks so good. I don't care
Does.
about anything
Oh, I
else.
don't
It just
care
looks-
about that. Yeah. Did you play it? Like, did
Yeah,
you?
I've been
Did you?
playing it.
Did you beat the kind of the troop boss, like the not circus troop, but there was like a kind of a carny troop, and it was just a bunch of different like small guys you had to fight.
No, I don't
Oh,
think
so
I've even
good.
played that yet. I beat the first boss for me when I went counterclockwise, which is I think the like bunch of restaurant items or whatever. Maybe it was I can't remember. There was like. Oh wait, was it the carny group? Yes, it was, wasn't it? Because it had the snail underneath the head or what? Underneath the hat. Yes.
The snail. The
Yes.
snail got me.
Yes, me too. Of course it did. Of course it did.
It was great, and I wasn't
Yeah.
even mad about it because
Yeah. I guess I saw
it's
someone
great.
play that and they didn't get gotten by that on the first time, and I was very mad. I'm like, how dare you not get
yeah.
killed
How
by
dare
that?
you be better than me as a
Yes.
human being?
I was pretty mad. Yep.
Mr. Bohr says, "Congrats on 7 Nintendog years of the show. 2030 is the next year of the in parentheses Nintendog. What are your far out predictions for what Nintendo games hardware will look like then?" Man, now that's weird. That's weird to think about, Jeff. By 2030, we might already be like, well, when's like the Switch 3 going to come out?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
I guess that's we all expect the Switch 2 to basically just be a more powerful Switch. And I know this is bonkers trying to think this far ahead, but will the Switch 3 just be a more powerful version of the Switch 2?
I feel like the Switch can be a little bit more flexible in terms of like this is still a Switch, even though its functionality is maybe a tiny bit different. I think as long as they have a Switch that is this core hybrid thing, they can do like the Switch Home Edition and have it be a home console and be like, oh, this is better for party games, and it comes with a bunch of extra motion controllers or whatever, and has some gimmick that Nintendo worked up. But it still plays all the same games. I think they'll find a way to do something like that so that they can maintain this core strength of the Switch that is sold so well and yet still entertain the weird Nintendo notions that they're known for.
Are we going to have a new F-Zero by 2030?
Fuck no. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Probably by 2030. I'm going to say yeah, actually, yes.
Dan Park Mark 3T says, "Let's brainstorm. What kind of fun interactive ideas could you see Super Nintendo World adding in the future? What's your most realistic prediction? What about your most outlandish?" So
This is
interactive
Mike.
if you mean like interactive ideas, like right now they have the thing where you have the wristband, you like bump, you can like hit it against all these like item blocks, and you can activate all these sort of mini things around there and stuff like that. So that's pretty good. I don't know. I wish that they would actually just hide like missile upgrades throughout the park, like it's Metroid. You have to like get all 20 of them, so you have the most missiles, and then you can attack your friends. I don't even know how that would. Yeah, it should turn into laser tag. They should have special days where it becomes a laser tag arena, and you have to run around looking for missile pack upgrades. I guess that's not very realistic. So I guess that's most outlandish. I guess most realistic is they're just going to add more item blocks to do fun, wacky things with it. So we'll see. Velocity Prime 1 says, "Hello, dogs. For your birthday, I must ask, what is the best Nintendo dog, barring the titular Nintendogs?" I mean, gosh, the best dog from a Nintendo first party game. Poochie's pretty good from Yoshi's Island.
She's great. Yeah, my kids love
Yeah.
Poochie. There's all those shorts of Yoshi and Poochie, and they love watching those.
The dog from Duck Hunt, also obviously another standout there. But I do feel like there's dogs. My favorite dog on a Nintendo system is Missile from Ghost Trick Phantom Directive, but that's not any Nintendo first party.
Not
game.
even the Mega Man dog?
Rush. I like Rush. Okay, Rush is a little. I don't know. He's the most dog that's their dog. He's a dog. He has no personality except that he's helpful and he has unconditional love like a dog. You know me. I'm not impressed by love.
Right, of course.
You know, Missile from
disgusting.
Ghost Trick is funny. He amuses me. So
That's right.
I like that. Yeah.
My favorite is Rusty. Rusty from Rusty's Real Deal Baseball. You can talk him to. He'll say, "Hey, you want to buy these baseball games?" And you can be like, well, yeah, but can I pay less money? And he'll talk. You can talk him down from $10 to $2, and he'll tell you about how he needs the money for his family. And then you can go play those baseball games. And in the background, you could see him through the window, and he's crying because you didn't give him enough money, and now his family's going to be starving. That is a video game right there. It's a real video game for
that
real
is something.
men.
Woo. Dugan says, "What was up with the year of Luigi, and which Nintendo character deserves the next year-long tribute marketing push?" I mean, I assume they just at some point realized they should have had a lot of Luigi-centric things coming out of nowhere. Like, let's lean into it even more, and let's just say it's the year of Luigi, and that's our big marketing thing for the year.
Came up with the year of Luigi got a big bonus. They deserved it. Well, I hope they got a bonus.
That was during the Wii U era, Jeff. I don't think they're giving out a lot of bonuses. I don't know what character would get it next. I guess maybe sometime it's gonna line up for Yoshi. Maybe there'll be maybe a new 2D Yoshi game is gonna come out. While also Yoshi is a big part of the next 3D Mario game again. Maybe there will be a year of Yoshi coming up.
Yoshi seems right. Yoshi's kind of got like a little bit of that anti-shine that Luigi had before the year of Luigi. So yeah, Yoshi's probably right.
Everyone likes Yoshi. No one dislikes. No one's like, I hate Yoshi. That's a bad character.
No, I mean, but no one hates Yoshi. But Yoshi, he's getting a little bit like, hey, the speedrunning community just thinks of Yoshi as a thing you throw down a pit, and everyone's like, true. That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny to kill him.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Okay. Beef Hammer says, after the Game Club discussion on Bug Fables, I'm feeling the need to replay Thousand Year Door. With Metroid Prime looking to release this holiday, are we finally going to get GameCube ports for the Switch now? Or will Nintendo abuse me and continue the Wii U porting with Color Splash?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, if there's any world where Color Splash comes to the Switch before Thousand Year Door?
I don't think so. No way. They wouldn't. They just wouldn't. Nintendo doesn't hate money that much. They know that if they were going to do one of those, obviously Thousand Year Door makes so much more sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. I don't know if Metroid Prime opens the floodgates for more GameCube ports because they are. It sounds like that's going to be a pretty nice port. It's going to be more work than just we release something on Nintendo Switch Online, right?
And they did Sunshine, so that if anything was going to open the floodgates, they would have been that.
Yeah, and they didn't do much with Sunshine at all. That was like a straight. Yeah, here's an emulation of that game. Next up from Casual. Dear Jeff, Moist Muscles Grubb, and Mike Donkey Kong Stranger Danger Minotti, the other day my mind wandered to amiibos, which in turn made me think about the Mario cereal amiibo. What should the next Nintendo character to get their own cereal, and what ingredients go on it? Can we just get garlic flavored Wario cereal? Actually,
that'd be good.
Garlic cereal.
Ethan from Resident Evil Village, and instead of like little O's or something, they're just little hands. Little hands. Yeah.
It's severed hand. Yeah.
It's little severed hands. Yes.
We'll just do both. Eat your hands in garlic cereal and like it. Shut up and like it. That's the slogan. Shut up and like it.
It's the official meal of the last Nintendogs podcast.
Bet JC says, "Hey Nintendogs, it seems the Yuji Naka story continues. It's starting to get a bit crazy. Sure, it's one-sided on the story, but sure is weird. Also, in his Knight's anniversary tweet, it seems he completely covered someone up. I don't know who it is, but someone
I can tell you who
wronged him. Time is crazy. This is crazy. Also, if you check the anniversary tweet, The hidden replies is the name of the guy covered up. What's this about, Jeff?
The person that's covered up is literally the actual creator of Sonic and the actual creator of Nice. I can't remember their name, but it's
Jeff,
like literally the person who actually should be credited for Sonic and stuff.
I sure do go on this roller coaster of like, oh, I feel bad for Yuji Naka to the heck with Yuji Naka, right?
Yeah, he
I
definitely
know.
seems yes, Chad, like Yuji Naka with the normal Joker moment. Like he does seem like he's gone Joker-fied. The whole thing with him saying, "Hey, they were talking behind my back, and that's why I got taken off the project."
What does that even mean?
I don't really know.
That one wouldn't cause the other. Like the one would be a product of them wanting to get rid of him.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Like, and it's he's like,
maybe that's just lost in translation.
You should just come and talk to me if there's a. I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess maybe. I mean, listen. I'm not saying that Square Enix is some well-managed company. Like, I'm not a crazy person. But, hey, I don't think that is the sole reason that Balan Wonderworld was the game it was.
Right. Like, do we believe that while he was there, Yuji Naka was doing a good job being the guy in charge of Balan Wonderworld?
Right. I don't believe that, actually. Yeah.
No, probably not. Probably not. Next question here from Nintendo Bro. What's the better Donkey Kong 64, or Donkey Kong or DK mode in GoldenEye? Which one's DK mode in GoldenEye? You know me, I'm the biggest Golden guy.
You're the biggest Golden guy. Wait, DK.
DK mode.
DK mode. Oh, is that big head mode?
Why would it be called DK mode?
I can't remember. But
I have to look this up.
Yeah.
EK mode.
Yeah, it is big head mode. Yes, okay, big head mode. That's what Eamon Goldie says, yeah.
I never called it anything but giant head mode.
I don't know how I remembered that. I probably haven't thought about DK mode being big head mode in 25 years. Jesus.
I guess does it make them look more like Donkey Kong because they have big heads?
Yeah, they big hand. Yeah, big head and like arms and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Well, the answer would, I guess I'd rather play Donkey Kong 64. Actually, maybe not. Does anybody want to? I need to play both these games again, Jeff, because there's some people are craving GoldenEye, and so many people have very intense opinions about Donkey Kong 64 anymore. So
the question is like Donkey Kong 64 or GoldenEye? Like, which would you rather play?
Or GoldenEye, but with DK mode on. Which would you rather have?
Well, obviously GoldenEye with DK mode. Yes.
Grunt God, I really should have my glasses on. Gruntilda's ass. Yes. Oh no, Gruntilda's ass. I don't know. I didn't see it sooner, Jeff. Shame on me.
I mean, I've seen Gruntilda's ass many times. So.
Well, he calls us cream. He calls us Cream Boy, so I don't feel too bad getting his name wrong horribly there. Cream, what's up, Cream Boys? New here. That's why I didn't know his name. How's it going, Gruntilda's ass? New here. And just wanted to say you guys do great work, and I'm a big fan. However, I can't believe Mike said the Super Mario Bros. 3 soundtrack is overrated. Oh, and Donkey Kong 64 is a great game. Damn, this is what I was talking about. Like, some people love Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, but some people smoke crack cocaine, Mike. I mean,
well,
what do you want me to do about this?
Look, this is why. Look, I'm wearing this shirt as penance because I said a mean thing about Mario 3, so now I have a Mario 3 Ohio shirt on, for crying out loud. So give me a break. Give me a break. I just think the soundtrack's not as good as some of the other Mario ones. Low Rule says, "Is there a game series you love that you are currently feeling fatigued from?" I'm feeling pretty fatigued from Xenoblade, and I loved the original one so much. I mean, I don't know. There's definitely some times where I go through things and I get a little overwhelmed by it. That did happen when I was going through all the Dragon Quest. I was playing as many as I could for a while, and I played through like 5 or 6 of them. And halfway through 8, I was a little burnt out and stopped. Even though 8's like a lot of people's favorite, I actually stopped in the middle of it and haven't picked it up again yet. So I did have a little Dragon Quest burnout.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I suppose Fire Emblem, but that's probably just because I can't think of anything else at the moment. I bet when the next Fire Emblem game comes out, I'm going to be there playing it and enjoying it.
Jayton says, question. John mentioned on the Spawncast a few times the idea of a Switch OLED Lite. Do you guys think that is something Nintendo could actually do? Oh, I think it's something they could do.
I think that's probably what they're going to do next. I mean, it would you don't necessarily, like, if you're Nintendo, you don't like, oh, we got to fill in the price gap and we're worried about the market condition. You just want to put out something that gets idiots like us to buy another system. And I would buy a Switch OLED. And if I'm buying another system, it gives me another reason to buy games and creates an opportunity for me to sell old systems or give them away, which creates a new opportunity for someone new to buy games. They're probably going to do a Switch Lite OLED.
One Up versus CPU says, should we be reading anything into the Star Tropics and Donkey Kong trademarks? Yes, Jeff, confirm Star Tropics 3 for me. Right now, it's happening. Let's go.
Sure, yeah, why not? Yeah, Star Tropics, yeah, that's totally gonna happen. Listen, they do this all the time. Maybe the Donkey Kong one, but probably not. It probably has nothing to do with anything that might be happening with the Donkey Kong game. I think both of these are just making sure that they're shored up legally for their IP that has some value to them. That's it.
All right. Lossian says, hello, gents. Jeff, normal P-hole Grubb, and Mike, CMO, Chief Messy Officer Midati. Hope your July 4th was a good one. No question this week. Kind of hard to think of a good question when I'm on vacation with family and having to bring an 18-month-old and a 4-year-old for 6 days. And had a lot of fun. Needless to say, I need a vacation after my vacation. P.S. Officer sounds more adult Mike instead of boy. I agree with you. Yeah, you know, vacations with kids are fun because you want them to have fun, but it's also exhausting. I'm going to Disney World with like my whole family at the end of November, and there's gonna be a lot of kids there, and it's gonna be fun. But I'm staying an extra 2 days afterwards, so I can actually relax on my own for a bit. Yeah. Jedi Moss 4 says, at some point, does it really matter if the next Switch hardware is called a Pro or a Switch 2? If DLSS and or 4K is the idea, any new Switch hardware could require a significant upgrade in hardware. Plus, everyone just wants another Switch form device. Anyways, Jeff, I would say the biggest distinction is, you know, are there going to be games that are going to be only playable on the Switch going forward or not?
Right, that is that might be that's the only way we're really going to be able to tell what Nintendo's actually thinking with this thing, even no matter what they call it. If they launch it a Switch 2 and you could still play new games on the old system, then that tells us what they're going for, and it's closer to something like an iPad model or something like that. So we're just going to have to wait and see.
Doc7 says, hey, Nintendogs, if Nintendo were developing the Switch from scratch today, in your opinion, would they be better to go with an x86 chip from AMD? This is a you question, Jeff. I hope you're paying attention.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Would they be better to go with an x86 chip from AMD rather than ARM from NVIDIA? x86 and AMD in particular have made and continue to make impressive strides in power and efficiency in mobile chips year over year. NVIDIA seems a bit in disarray after the ARM acquisition fell through. x86 architecture would remove a significant barrier to third-party ports, x86 to ARM, as PC, including Steam Deck, and all other consoles run on x86. Also, if MVG is ever a guest on the show, please call it Last of the Nintendogs.
Yeah, fair enough. I get what you're going for. It's not going to make too much of a difference. NVIDIA is not in the super disarray. They just decided, they looked around, like the regulatory, environment for an acquisition that size is a bit too hot. And why go through all that heat when RISC-V chips, which is like the successor to ARM, basically, is going to be open source. So they're just going to go ahead and do that instead, and they're going to be able to have advancements in their mobile chips going forward. It's been a long time since we've had like a really major gaming focused refresh from the Tegra side of NVIDIA. The next time we see like a mobile gaming chip from NVIDIA, it's probably going to be seriously impressive. It's probably going to be pretty close in power to like a Steam Deck or something like that, and it'll probably run so cool that like it's the cooling system can be much smaller, so it'll be a much smaller system overall. There are like battery concerns and all this other reasons that Nintendo's much more focused on. They're going to stick with ARM. It's not like the problem with the Switch is not the ARM architecture versus x86 architecture. Third parties will port it to ARM and the Switch if there's an audience for their games, and we've seen that, and their games can actually run. If they can get those things, then they're going to port it. They'll figure out the work and they'll actually pull it off. So I get where you're going with this. I definitely see the future of x86, like mobile efficient chips, being very bright, especially with the Steam Deck. But that doesn't mean Nintendo's going to switch over. If anything, I think in the future, Microsoft and Sony might go with ARM chips so that they can have the option of putting out more mobile versions of their systems. I know even with x86 getting more efficient, I still think ARM makes a little bit more sense for that going forward.
All right, Jeff, that was it for the questions from Discord. How about we read the answers to our topic, then we'll get to the super chats.
That sounds good to me. Again, keep those super chats coming. We see them all, everybody. Nick S. Antonioni, we see them coming in. Keep them coming, and we'll answer all your super chats before the end of the show.
Yeah, we like kind of doing it last there so that we don't have to like go back and read. We like doing them all in one
Yep,
big
it works.
glob. All right. So the question was, what is your favorite last of the Nintendogs moment, Jeff? Do you want me to read the communities first this time?
Yeah, read the communities first so I can like try to remember my life.
Yeah, I understand. Right. Sometimes I'm like, wait, was that Nintendogs or was that?
Yeah, it all bleeds together.
Benji Glass says, prior to the most recent indie showcase, Mike was afraid to utter the words "Silk Song," which led to Jeff yelling it out and singing the Hype Train song. This was the start of episode 45, and it's just hilarious every time. Fat Lucas says, my favorite moment is when Mike said something I agreed with, but because it was a poll, I voted for the other option to give him the satisfaction of winning something, to not give him the satisfaction. Yeah, that happens a lot. Thank you so much. Velocity Prime 1 says, my favorite podcast moment is when Mike discovered how sexy Vaporeon is. No, I did not discover how sexy Vaporeon is.
He always knew how sexy Vaporeon was.
This was going to be my answer, and I'm glad I have verification here. This is from Nintendogs. One Upper CPU says, there's a lot of Mike going on here. He's just a big, mean meme machine. My favorite is Mike's big Mega Man X vibe story. It's from episode 8.
Yes.
Mega Man X, episode 8. Wow. That means we're coming up on the year anniversary of that. Mega Man X. People still talk about Mega Man X. In fact, it's on that new shirt that we have to still release, right?
Yes. And I, now that I got the bank accounts figured out, we can do that. So I'll take care of that this week.
Awesome. Dr. Turbo says the whole waifu episode was hilarious. Oh my God, that's right. I still can't believe the boys went there. The infatuation with Daisy is real. That's right. Our one topic was who's your Nintendo, waifu or husbando, and it was absolute chaos.
Yes, it was. It was a mistake.
It was a mistake. Casual says, one of my favorite Nintendo Pooches moments has to be when Mike bamboozled / April Fool's Jeff into a state of false security regarding his views about which version of Aladdin reigns supreme. If I could toot my own horn, then it's every time I get to return the favor and make you two laugh with my nicknames. Oh, thank you, Casual. I love your nicknames also. Yes, I did. I did Stone Cold April Fool's
yes,
Jeff.
Sold it. You hard sold it, and I bought it.
Mm-hmm. It's like, Jeff, it's not a big deal. Whatever your opinions are. It's just video games. Who cares that I screamed at you?
Yes. Yeah.
Revan says, I like all of the StarCraft 64 discussion.
Of course.
Diogo RP says, hey, Nintendogs, recently the whole Dolphin saga was just incredible, culminating in the reveal of possibly the most bland multiplayer shooter from Sega instead of an actual Echo game might perpetuate the moment in the Nintendogs Olympus. Honestly, might have been better than if it actually was an Echo game. I think it was game as we were like slowing down the audio clip. We were trying to Star Trek for it.
Yes.
And then on Nintendogs, we were just devastated.
Mm-hmm.
I was so convinced, Jeff. I wrote the story. That wasn't even a pre-write. I just wrote the story. Like, new Echo the Dolphin, confirmed. Here's what, just going on. Like, here's why this is great. Here's the history of Echo the Dolphin.
I really believed. I absolutely. That's one of my favorite moments too, for sure. Slowing down the audio live on the show was really good.
Beef Hammer says, every moment with the Nintendogs is my favorite moment, but to be specific, I'm going with some from episode 29, when the regularly scheduled Nintendogs podcast happened to occur hours after the acquisition of Activision. So the first half of the Nintendo podcast is about Xbox, and then it was even better when most of the answers about which franchises do you wish Nintendo owned were franchises owned by Activision Blizzard. That's right. The question of the week happened to be, what franchise do you wish Nintendo owned? There's like people saying like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. I was like, sorry. Haas says, literally, anytime you guys get angry over any Metroid slander, the visceral reaction is just delicious. There's history of that, Jeff, because years ago on Games Beat Decides, it was when, I think it was when Mario 64 was getting released, and we had to deal with the Mario 64 is never good people. It was annoying, and I said to you, just wait, we're just a couple years away from the Super Metroid was never good movement happening, and you were like, oh god, that sounds awful, and here we are. I'm the prophet that I am, and it happened, and it was just, knowing it was coming did not make it any better.
Nope, I'm still very angry.
Terrible Man says, before I reveal my favorite Nintendogs moment, I just want to briefly say that over the past year, Last of the Nintendogs and Game Mess Aside have become two of my favorite podcasts. Listen to both podcasts weekly as a discussion and comedy between Jeff and Mike are top notch, and thanks for the great podcast. That said, thank you for all those kind words, by the way, Turbo Man, I really appreciate it. That said, for best Last Nintendogs moment, nothing can trample I want Samus to step on me from the which Nintendo universe you'd want to be in episode. Glogness says there's a lot of them. but the most recent is the Echo hype. I love the whole Star Trek slow it down logic, which led to a super disappointing game reveal. Yeah. Mr. Bowler says the live reaction to the announcement that Chris Pratt is the voice of Mario in the Mario movie. Whenever that movie,
that's actually my favorite one too.
You almost passed out.
Yes, I almost passed out. I was laughing so hard.
Whenever that movie is brought up, I still think about how Jeff had to turn away from the camera because he was in too much of a state of shock laughter. Yeah. Resell says when you talk about Nintendo chickens, Bustle George, Facility George says, I don't know. Facility. I don't know if I have a single favorite moment, but just want to share my appreciation for a Nintendo-focused podcast from the Beef and Cheddar Boys. You guys rock. Keep doing what you're doing. Woof woof. Ease, as he says, episode 47, 58, 48 minute mark shook me to my core. Now I'm worried. Is this where I talk about Terranigma? Because that's what I'm worried. That's what it might be.
Which episode was it?
Episode 47, 58 minutes, 48 seconds. You can get that up. Doc7 says
54, 48?
58, 48. 5848.
5848, okay.
All right. Are you ready for this with this right now?
No, I'll get it in a second. Hang on.
All right. Doc7 says, I can't say there's one moment that stands out as my favorite. Each week it's been consistently entertaining and informative. Thank you, dogs, the community, for the fun and laughs over the last year. You guys are being so nice to us this week.
Yeah,
Thank
way
you.
too nice.
Yeah, right. Pablo Costa says, happy Nintendogs versary. My favorite last Nintendogs moment goes to the entire Wafus and Husbandos episode. I have never laughed so hard in my whole life. Runner up, the one time when Mike started with a super energetic woof woof. That's right. One time I came in with a really hard woof woof, and I don't know why. Something special must have been going on in my brain that day. Dugan says, the last Nintendogs has been a true comfort and makes the hard parts of the workday and living in 2022 a little better, much like Nintendo games in general. I think my favorite moments have been around the community topics and hearing the dogs lovingly mock us for bad takes. That's right. It's only out of love. And then Jayton says, my favorite moment was when Mike was mad at Turbo Sean for calling Super Metroid overrated. I'm still mad about that.
I'll never not be mad.
Wildfire Alex says, my favorite moment was when you guys started this whole thing and essentially got us another voice with some interesting topics. Thank you so much. You are welcome, Alex. Pinball Jr. says, unfortunately, my favorite moment was when I mentioned Daisy was my favorite Nintendo character. Mike brought up her ass in Mario Strikers, and the entire Discord got horny for her, and every other Nintendo character for months after. You people are all disgusting. Anyways, happy anniversary. so it was all Pinball Jr.'s fault. He started this whole thing. Mm-hmm. Did you get that clip, Jeff? Do you know what he was talking about?
I'm still looking for it. Keep going.
Turbo Sean says, well, aside from the aforementioned Super Metroid saga, my favorite moment is probably when Mike foolishly said in episode 20, nobody likes Star Fox Assault, right? Prompting me to scream into the chat, fuck you, Mike, and the rest of the internet to revolt against him. He then proceeded to play Assault during the GameCube anniversary stream, realized how good it is, and the conversations that arose in the following weeks cemented Crystal's place in Game Mess lore. You're welcome. Look, I did ask as a question, like, nobody likes Star Fox Assault, all right? Nobody likes Star Fox Assault, right? Because nobody ever says nice things about that game. So I was as shocked as anybody to find out, and it's actually, like, at least fine and probably good. So I don't know why that game got so much derision, except that it's, like, the same console generation as Star Fox Adventures. I mean, some people even forget that they both were on the GameCube. Betch JC says, happy anniversary, Jeff and Mike. It must be great to have stayed and done a Nintendo podcast for over a year now. Nintendogs has many great moments, but mine is just whenever Mike gets mad. It's just really, really funny. That's why I curse, Jeff, as people think it's funny when I'm mad. Some people try to get me mad. That's been my problem since like childhood.
It's like it is too entertaining. Okay, I have here. Let me make sure this is good. Back then, it's like okay, so this is episode 47. 58-48, right? That's what I'm going for? Okay. I couldn't see, so all right, this is 40, 41. All right, here we go. But I had to take off my shoe and my sock, and I like got the sock to go into like the handle that was on the car, and the handle was right outside the light, and so I could like block the light until it's when he says it, and I could. Okay, I can't hear it. Like that's it. That's the whole thing right there. Nothing happens there. So
you're just talking about your sock and having your sock. Your sock on. You were touching the car. You can't hear it.
Yeah, no, I can hear. I mean, but I don't know what moment we're supposed to be listening for. And Turboshawn's saying, Jeff, no. So it must be a bad moment. Maybe it is the Terra Enigma moment. So
let's keep going.
All right, here we go. Everyone, brace yourself. Turn on the light like without my parents noticing, and play through Link's Awakening or whatever. So those are my biggest memories of playing games while traveling.
Soji Kodo says, "Hey Barry boys, with Nintendo disabling the ability to add funds to your Nintendo ID wallet as of today, excluding the fact that you can still link your Nintendo account and share funds from there, what are a few 3DS games you'd panic buy for yourselves or recommend to others?" Yeah, I struggle with this because I can't think of too many like digital only 3DS games. Really, like I will say that for whatever reason, the Virtual Console version of the NES Mega Man games.
This is the wrong episode timestamp. Okay, all right, fair enough.
I was about to say, where are we going?
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
All right, then.
Well, I was ready with this, by the way. So
that would be great. You should have just done it. Wrong episode.
Yeah.
Was that what episode did he tell me? Did I tell you the wrong one? Episode 47.
There's a spider in your workout room? Okay, hang on. Yeah, I got the right episode. It's episode 47, 58, 48, but it must just be the wrong episode. That's fine. Mike,
that's okay.
Keep reading them. I got to go kill a spider real quick. I can get it later? Okay, all right.
It's actually not a big deal.
Okay, cool.
I didn't realize your children were monsters who want you to murder for them.
Well, no, my wife does. My wife wants me to kill for her.
Oh, apparently he's referencing Unbecoming.
Oh, okay. Yes, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, all right. That's funny. And then what do we got here? Where am I? Oh, Nintendo Bro said 100% the waifu episode. Can't wait until we expand this to Game S Decide so we can welcome all the waifus. Oh boy. Winnie, my favorite moment was probably when whichever turbo it was typed, it's pronounced live a live in chat, and Jeff read it in the most okay, you little shit voice. Giggy64 said my favorite Nintendogs moment is wondering what the next banned word or phrase will be. Congrats on 1 year, dogs. Lostian says my favorite moment was when the OG Minotti subbed for Mike, but I checked that wasn't Nintendo's episode, so it got to be when it was revealed that Mike is a huge Final Fantasy 11 fan. Oh, right, that's my shirt. God. Gerbear says I already like when Mike knows things have gone too far and apologizes to Rachel in the chat. I always like when Mike knows. Yeah, for some reason that's when I feel guilty is when Rachel's in the chat. I'm like, oh no, please think better of me than this. All right, Jeff, that was great. Thank you, everybody, for
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Okay, guys, why don't we get to these super chats now, Jeff? I know we've got a bunch of them. Thank you all for sending those in.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Uriel Delgado said, favorite moment from when I started watching YouTube is when you started banning words, which led to a meta game of trying to get you two to say these words. Right?
Say the bad words.
Yes, people were like, they would put stuff like that's unbecoming, and then exactly, and then exactly.
Line stepping.
Yes, the line stepping. Steven Sullivan said Pikmin 4 is imminent. Hey, I hope so.
Is it? Be it? I don't know.
I would love that if that's the case. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Adrian Embry, first time, long time, and new to the Patreon. Thank you so much, Adrian. Really appreciate it. Waffle House, Bob Evans, Cracker Barrel, or IHOP. Of those, probably IHOP. I think. I like most of them, but I think it goes like this. Right, IHOP, Waffle House, Bob Evans, Cracker Barrel, in that order.
I think I like Cracker Barrel best just because apparently wrestlers like it, so I always am like, maybe I'm going to see a wrestler.
Of course, yes,
here.
Yeah, of course, and you probably have seen a wrestler there.
Yeah, and I like that store, right? The store's
sure,
fun.
That's fun. Yes, that's anything that has like a little distraction in it, that's nice. That's always good. Let's see. Ryan Turford subscribed to the show. I wonder if that's a join or not, or if this is not filtered out. But hey, whatever. Welcome, Ryan Turford. THX1138. Mike, did you get your Steam Deck email yesterday?
Yes, I did.
You got it, everybody.
In fact, come in. So it is. Yep, it has been officially purchased. I am a happy boy. So I'll be pretty excited. I'm already thinking like, what am I going to be doing first? There's a lot of things I want to put on there. There's a lot of some ROMs and stuff I need to get on there. I'm very excited.
And then THX1138 says, any information that the Switch Pro will be more powerful. Listen, if the Switch Pro is coming and it is this Switch DLSS model, it will inherently have to be more powerful because the Switch OLED doesn't have enough power really to run DLSS the way it works. I mean, unless they're using some other like NVIDIA upscaling tech, which is possible, I suppose. it's going to need more power. So yes, if the Pro exists, inherently it has to be more powerful. Gaming Addict, shout out to Gaming Addict. And he says, shout out to the crew. Great show. Thank you so much, Addict. I appreciate it. MDY Sonic Frontiers has had a mini Sonic cycle unto itself, where it will look fine, then look terrible each new showing. Will Sonic be able to tackle his toughest opponent yet? A green Metacritic score. Yeah, I don't think that's in its future. I would love for that to be the case, but I just don't.
Might be
so.
a high yellow though.
Aim for the high yellow, Sonic. That's what we always say. That's the true success for a Sonic game.
Yeah.
King is overrated. I hate adulting. I'm 22 years old with a big boy job, and now my girlfriend's car is having transmission trouble. I'm so stressed. Any advice on how to adult correctly? I mean, listen, it's tough, but you really just gotta keep moving forward, because it's like, it sucks now. It's not always gonna suck. And it gets better by moving forward and putting stuff behind you and dealing with the problems in front of you. And sometimes that means making sacrifices or whatever. And it stinks for sure. But yeah, just keep moving forward, because the situation today is not going to be your situation a month from now, let alone several years from now. So just keep moving forward.
It always helps me to just remind myself how much I hated like high school, how much I hated having to sit in an uncomfortable chair for hours at a time listening a person I didn't like talk about something that wasn't interesting every single day. So
now you got a podcast with me where you sit in a chair and listen to me.
Well, a comfy chair though.
Oh, fair enough. That's the big difference. From Forchi, what comes first, Switch Lite OLED or Switch 2? What do you think, Mike?
Gosh, I mean, if a Switch OLED exists, it's coming first. I still do wonder if that is coming. Gosh, Jeff, I'm actually not even super sure on this.
I know, who knows anymore.
I'll say it's gonna come, and God, I'm not saying the bad word. It's gonna happen, and it'll be happening this year if it does happen. I feel so wishy-washy on this, because I am as wishy-washy on it as I can possibly be. It's so hard to know exactly what Nintendo's thinking right now with hardware.
Yeah, I'll say that I really do hope Nintendo just does have a relatively full direct this month, and then gives us an update. If they do have hardware coming, just tells us sooner rather than later. I don't want to draw this one out any longer than it has been, which has been forever. It's been years now. From Antonioni, Switch Lite demo is for kids and low entry price. Demo maybe means model. The Switch Lite model is for kids and low entry price. Just putting out an OLED for that. The demographic and reason makes sense. I mean, the Switch Lite, like saying it is just for that. I mean, it might make some sense, because if it gets anyone to buy the same thing over again, a lot of people prefer the handheld version, and it's the kind of thing where if there are people who are obsessed with Pokemon so much, and it's like if you associate that with the new Pokemon game, they'll go out and they'll buy it with the new Pokemon game, and then it perpetuates the Nintendo cycle, which is the same people buy hardware over and over again, and they sell their old hardware and they spread it out. So it makes some sense. It always makes sense.
Yep. So the new Pokemon game coming out this year is going to be a lot of new kids getting their first Pokemon game who are going to need a Nintendo console. Right.
It's and a lot of people who have bought every Nintendo Switch system so far would absolutely buy another one. From Nick S. Congrats to Mike on his Steam Deck reservation. Do you think the Steam Deck will kill your desire to buy third-party multi-platform games on Switch? What do you think, Mike? I'll say that it's like I'm definitely buying fewer third-party games on Switch, but I don't think it's killed it.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see how kind of user-friendly I think the whole thing is. Because, I mean, there's a reason why there's sometimes I still like having my games on my Xbox Series X or my PlayStation 5, even though my PC is at least as powerful, right? So maybe that'll be a factor. Maybe just the ease of downloading things on Switch will be fine. Maybe it's something I just associate with Switch, like Silksong, right? If Silksong runs as well as the last one I did, I guess I'd be fine, or rather just have it on my Switch. We'll see. We'll have to see how I think about the whole Steam Deck experience when I get mine in about a week.
You're going to see that it's pretty good. It's just a good experience. So. It feels very console-like. From Obama, I always stay away from online communities because they always seem toxic. This has quickly become not only my favorite podcast, but one of my first online communities I interact with and have fun in. Hey, that's fantastic. I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep that exact sort of attitude to the community where it's like, it is just fun to hang out with and partake in. The mods do a really good job of that. So shout out to the mods.
Thank you.
Mike, that does it for the super chats. I think we're all caught up.
Well, all right then. That does it for that. Then that just about does it for the show. Really, I mean, I talked a bit about playing Wily Wars and how much I've been enjoying that. I want to play Monster Hunter Sunbreak.
I do too.
My problem is that I almost kind of want to play it on PC because it apparently runs so nice on there. But that would mean starting over, which would be slightly obnoxious, but maybe worth it. So I don't know. And are people saying that runs well on Steam Deck? Because then I could just also play it portably anyway. So
yeah, that does. I think it runs on Steam Deck. That's where I was gonna try it out at. Anyhow, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like it's gonna be pretty good.
I have to figure all of that stuff out.
Yeah.
But I will. I mean, is there anything you've been playing, Jeff, that you've been thinking about?
I played The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls.
So this is like, it's like Link's Awakening adjacent or something?
Yes, it's the game that many of the people who worked on Link's Awakening made before Link's Awakening. It has Prince Richard, who like turns into a frog or whatever in Link's Awakening. I can't remember. I'm now mixing up the two games, but like, yeah, Prince Richard from the Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls is in Link's Awakening in the dream sequence and all that stuff. It is interesting. It's got it feels different in many they're going for ideas. So it is basically an RPG, but instead of controlling any of the combat, the characters just auto attack, and you can upgrade your character so that it's like either they have more health, or their attacks are stronger, or they're faster. And if they're faster, they can do more attacks each turn. So you get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm barely getting by this scrape. If there's another enemy right behind this one, I'm not going to make it. But then you find something that enables you to attack twice, and you get a shield, and now you're taking out this enemy really quickly, and you have a better chance of surviving your trek across this treacherous land. And then on top of that, there's just like a lot of cool opportunities for puzzle solving, like chopping down trees and stuff, and that are like blocking your path, and trying to find hidden secrets. And there's a lot of segments where it's like, okay, one of these characters went off and got lost, and now there's this frog here that follows me around if I do this. Well, if I turn into a frog, now I could talk to that frog. Like, there's just a lot going on in it, in the same way that Link's Awakening had a lot going on, but even like more so in many instances. It's fantastic. And the way I'm playing it, I told you to download those the link I sent you. I'm playing it on the Analog Pocket, and I just I transferred it into a .pocket file. And actually, I really just got Dreamcast Guy to send me a bunch of stuff. So shout out to Dreamcast Guy. I hope he doesn't get arrested by Nintendo.
You join us in jail.
Yeah, join us in jail. Absolutely. And so yeah, I've been playing on there. It looks great. It plays great. It's actually a very fun game. I almost think like I should probably stream a little bit of it, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad that investor who's a fanboy spent $40,000 so he could ask about it, even though Nintendo's probably not going to do anything with that series. I'm glad that someone asked about it to like just put it in front of me, and now I'm like, okay, now I know about this game and actually got a chance to go hands on with it.
Victor in chat says the Valkyrie Elysium trailer is in 45 minutes. Wonder if I'm interested. I don't think I'm look at it. I'm not super interested though, Jeff. We'll see.
Yeah, wasn't there? Didn't he get its like date or something? Something happened with the news, and I didn't even put it in the Bombcast rundown. So.
Yeah. Jeff, you sent me you texted me about those files you were talking about.
Yes.
And I just woken up and I was like really groggy, and I was like, what is a pocket? What?
Yes, yeah. Then, I'm like, hey, put this on your Analog Pocket, and you're like, what is? I don't have one of those.
I thought you meant the thing with a crank. I'm like, what? I don't have that. I was like still like lying in bed half asleep. You're like, yes, you do, and I was like, oh God, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do have an Analog Pocket. I use it a bit. I don't know how I forgot.
Yep. And so yeah, I was like, oh my God, Mike.
I'm not a morning person. I'm not even a 1 hour after I wake up person.
But anyway, it's cool. Now you can like all you have to do is just convert like Game Boy ROMs or whatever into .pocket files, so it could run on the GB Studio app or whatever, which is built into the Analog Pocket, and they just works. Now you can have a bunch of games on the Analog Pocket. It's very. I think the person that made the tool, it's like Jonathan Abramson or something like that. Just Google it and you'll find it. And the tool is very easy to use. It's all just on the web. You just add your ROMs. It spits out a .pocket. You can put it on the Analog Pocket in the GB Studio folder, and it's good to go. So I've been enjoying that. I've been playing a little bit more of my Analog Pocket because of that.
Very nice. All right, Jeff, shall we get out of here?
Yeah, let's wrap up. I'm going to hit the button, Mike.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for joining us this week on Last of the Nintendogs. We will be back on Thursday with Game Mess aside. Jeff's going to have the Game Mess mornings tomorrow. Who's the guest tomorrow, Jeff?
Lucy's on tomorrow.
Nice.
Yes, I'm excited about it. Yep, we're gonna have a good show. I got to figure out the news for tomorrow, but I'll have to do that tomorrow morning because it's a busy night for the rest of the night.
Scott Cap would just in our chat that a retailer might have leaked the Advance Wars date. I didn't hear about this. Maybe we'll have to look into that. So
yeah,
maybe
we'll check
that's
that out.
something you can talk about tomorrow, huh?
Yes.
There you go. Jeff, where else can people find you?
You can find me on Giant Bomb, and you can find me. The Power Bombcast is out. It's on the Giant Bomb Presents feed, so you can search for that. But just go on YouTube and look up Giant Bomb and watch me and Mike talk about wrestling. That was a fun thing to do.
Great.
If a lot of people watch, maybe we'll do more.
I hope so. Yeah, I would love to do more.
Yeah, I think so.
Fantastic. Yep. Oh, there we go. See y'all later.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time.
I want to fuck them.
Hey, I didn't do it that time.
No, stay away!
That man is dead. I want to fuck them.
You